Hey, it's Second Soundwave. I'm coming at you with the third and final part of this little mini-series. I'm going to be looking at the Summer 2015 HG Customized Campaign Weapon Set number C. This one I'm not too sure about. The other two were a definite success. I'm loving that Gatling gun, and I'm really liking this backpack armature thing. It's super fun to mess around with and stuff. But let's see if the third and final set in the first wave can meet up to the expectations of the first two. So I'm going to crack this open. It looks like it's some kind of vaguely crossbow-like weapon. Oh. That was painful. So yeah, here's the manual, usual stuff. Back's got the try burning using some kind of knife weapon. And then we got the whole crossbow up there with the Revive Gundam, and I'm really tempted to just pop that thing open right now, pop it together and use it with these weapons, but I'm going to save it for later because I'd like to build the Astray first, since that's still relatively new, and I would like to get a review of that out before it's too outdated. But yeah, inside's probably going to be exactly the same as the... Yep, it's exactly the same as the other two. Okay, so nothing new there. Inside's exactly the same, and it's just got a manual, and it looks like it also works with beam sabers, so I kind of wish I kept my three pink beams out, but oh well, maybe I'll use red ones this time. But yeah, Sea Runner. Looks like we got some bigger chunks of plastic this time, but let's just get cracking on the build. And there we go. So we got the parts for step one all... maybe I should bring this... Yeah, I should pull this down. So we got the parts for step one all sort of flipped out, and let's pop this together. So it looks like you just take this, and you have these with the flaps facing out. Okay. There's a lot of stressing around the connectors. Not the connectors, the gates. If you look, there's already white marks around them, and that's because they were probably manhandled a bit when they were being put in the bag, but it's not a big deal. Something you can fix with a little bit of effort. So let's see, we got this, we got just quickly do a little nub removal, and this looks like it just goes on here like, no, not like this. Here we go. Here we go. So, got a nice little thing. Oh, it's not a crossbow, it's like a cloth thing. This is like, this reminds me of one of those MechTech weapons from the Transformers Dark of the Moon line. I think there actually was one like this where it was like a claw that would come forward out of the gun. This is pretty sweet. I like this a lot. And you can still form it into like a crossbow, so yeah, this is pretty darn cool. Looks like it's an arm mounted thing. I don't have a figure handy that has an arm mounting port, but what I could do is take the, well, actually I want to keep the Gatling on. How about I just like arm this guy up to the teeth with absolutely every weapon. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to spin this around. I'm going to spin this around and pop this right in here, and now we got something real going on here. Because we got a claw, we got a Gatling gun, and I think you might have seen absolutely none of that, and I deeply apologize. Basically all I did was I popped the shield off, spun the peg around so the hole was facing out, stuck this in here. Now he's got a shield claw thing, and he's got a gun, and he's got the armatures, and basically these are awesome. I love these little kits. Definitely worth picking up a few high grades for them. I think with real grades, they were actually giving away 2 with each kit, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten 3, so yeah. Pretty awesome little spread of weaponry, and looks like we're not done yet because there are these 3 connector parts, and it looks like you can make this big kind of triple jointed bow staff bladed weapon of doom and destruction, which quite frankly is right up my alley. So let's just snap these off here and pop them together. How do these, oh, they go like this. Okay, I got it now. I got it now. So we got these here. And apparently you have to disassemble this completely in order to get those blades out, and I'm not too big a fan of that, but oh, okay, it looks like this just pops right apart, but I could, nope, I'm not wrong. Okay, so it takes a little bit of doing to get this one apart. I'm not as big a fan of this part swap as I am on the Gatling gun. I think the Gatling gun was a little more efficient in its part swapping, but yeah, so I guess you just have to keep in mind which mode you want to have this in before you do any seam welding, otherwise you're not going to be able to get these off. But I guess you just pop it in here, that, pop this on here, and it forms like this kind of double-bladed weapon of some kind, it appears. Like, I'm not going to pop off the back of the hand here because it's kind of a pain to get the hands on off the Wing Zero here, but basically you can have it attached in, or like there, or something. And I guess it's pretty decent. I suppose you could have it kind of like this, and then make it like a clawed thing, have them holding it like that. So there's a lot of options with this. I'm not as big a fan of it as I was of the clawed gun mode. I think this is probably not... Hey, this is kind of like Agito's Burning Caliber, or whatever it's called. That's kind of sweet. Not as big a fan of this mode, though. Probably not going to keep it like this. I'm going to put it right back into that gun mode because that gun was pretty awesome. This thing is not quite up to that standard. How did this go? It was like this. Correct, it was. Okay. So, that was fun. I think this is a good little spread of weaponry. I definitely think that the double-bladed staff thing's kind of iffy, but basically everything else about these three sets is definitely a plus. So yeah, there really doesn't seem to be any duds in this series, so I'd definitely say, yeah, go out and get some high grades, because they basically give them away for free with any high grade kit, and not even the big ones. Like the RX-78's like a $6 or $8 kit, so you could just get a couple small kits and you'll get a pretty decent little spread of weaponry. And quite frankly, I wouldn't even mind having extras of these. These are some pretty sweet weapons. So yeah, I'd say as a whole, the first wave of the summer 2015 customization campaign is an absolute success. This is some great stuff here. So yeah, go out and get yourself some high grades, because these are pretty freaking awesome. Anyway, this is Second Soundwave, and I'll see you when I get around to reviewing these guys back here.